Hi, my name is Josh Blackmer, and my wife Kara and we work with answering Macedonian calls, and that is kind of the concept that we came up with, or the name we came up with in the ministry that we're doing across the United States. And we live in an RV full time, travel around working with small congregations. We work in the Rocky Mountains of the Northwest, all the way to the hills of the Northeast, and all the places in between. We're actually currently in Salmon, Idaho, as we are making this video right now. But we've had a lot of experiences in different places as well. We spent 5 years in Asuncion, Paraguay, and working with a church there. Helped establish a congregation on Easter Island, part of Chile. We've been to places like Nigeria, El Salvador, Honduras, Guyana, Brazil, and Cuba. We've been in a lot of different cultures and languages, different climates, different foods, and seen a lot of different things in all the different works and things that we've been involved in. We've worked with youth, we worked with, and everybody in between, as far as ages are concerned. And really the two constants in the various ways we've been working have been the gospel message and the hearts of mankind. As you know, we travel around quite a bit here in the nation. It's not unlike Paul's works, and a lot of what we're doing is kind of modeled after that, going from congregation to congregation, helping, encouraging them, and building them up. And what we see with Paul's work is we see his connection with those groups that he worked with. We see his familial care and affection for them. He expressed a lot of profound love and concern for the different congregations. We see him as referred to them as beloved and children, indicating that familial bond. We see in 1 Corinthians 4, 14 and 15. His letters are filled with expressions of gratitude and prayers and concern for their well-being, and those are something that we have come to know about his letters that we see in Philippians chapter 1 verses 3 through 6 and Ephesians 1, 15 through 16. He also is instructing them, obviously, and teaching them on how to live a life of a Christian, and mentoring, offering teaching, instructions. He would use practical advice. He would use himself as an example. Follow me as I am a follower of Christ, 1 Corinthians 11, verse 1. And we see him teaching them on doctrinal things and moral guidance, Romans 12, 1 Corinthians 13, how to live and conduct themselves as Christians, and changing their lives to follow what God would have them to follow in their lives. And so his letters address specific issues in the different congregations that he wrote to. As he was doing those things, he would also have to rebuke and correct, and that's part of what he was doing, confronting error and confronting misconduct, the deviations theologically from how they were doing things, people coming in and teaching other things. And so he really had to help guide them in addressing serious issues and false teachings. And we see that in 1 Corinthians chapter 5, Galatians chapter 3, verses 1 through 5. But that underscores his commitment to the congregations and what was best for them and helping them. He also was a big encourager, as we see in his letters. He wrote a lot of encouraging exhortation. He urged them to persevere in their faith and in their love, in their good works, 1 Thessalonians 5, 11 through 22, and again in Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 through 9. And so his letters are full of exhortations to live out their life in practical ways and be transformed by the power of the gospel. And in doing those things, he created a lot of connections with them, personal connections, individual relationships within the congregations. He mentioned specific individuals. He acknowledged their contributions to the effort. He talked a bit about them very fondly. And of course, we can think about Timothy and Titus, and he wrote specific letters to them. And then, the congregation of Philippi and his relationship with that congregation. And so those are some things that we see in his personal connections with them. And so that personal touch highlights his genuine concern for them, the people that he ministered to. And so as we think about the work we're doing and modeling after Paul, it's not unlike that, in that we are traveling around from place to place like he did. we are doing what's best to help with the congregations and encourage them, build them up, strengthen them, uh, maybe make some corrections from time to time where that's needed, but instructing them in how to live and how to live a godly life here in the United States and far-flung places around the world. Those are all things that we do. That living the Christian life doesn't change based on the culture, doesn't change based on the language. It is what the gospel has told us to do and how we're supposed to live. And so our joy comes from sharing that gospel with people, and then those relationships that we build with these individuals. When we leave a place that we've been for several months or even a couple of weeks, it's hard to leave brethren that you've helped work through different things, or they've encouraged you. Oftentimes you go in to work in an area and you leave feeling more encouraged perhaps than maybe you feel that they possibly received from your efforts there. And so it's very much a mutual encouragement and edification in the work that we're doing. So to sum it all up, I'd say that why we enjoy working in the area or areas that we're in is because of the people and helping them come to know Christ and live a fuller life in Christ. And hopefully, as you live your lives, that you can do the same in helping others come to that realization. Thank you.